Okay, good morning everyone. Shine is here. Yesterday, 4th of November, a couple of the students recorded my demonstration of the task, and this recording were done using the latest iPhone systems. And like usual, Apple is so selfish that what they make is not compatible with anything else. I spent heaps of time today to convert those recording for your use, and that was not usable. So here in this subject, we are learning to do exactly opposite to what companies like Apple do, and for that reason, I have to do a second demonstration recording my own screen in order to share that with you. I hope you find this useful. So I spend extra hours outside the class, and I hope you find these things useful. So let's start with demonstrating one of the assessment task one. I'm creating a part. So what this part is, I'm using the tool which is called um, a snipping tool. That is simply to grab the portion of the screen. And now I am just, let me bring that assessment task page. So here we are. That is, or I want to capture this portion of the screen. So, and that is just to avoid switching between different windows. So I'm just grabbing, for example, that is figure 5. And now I go back to um, SolidWorks, making a new sketch. So this sketch I'm constructing that on the front plane, and now this sketch is started. So once we are working on this sketch, these icons are here. Once you finish, you click that one to finalize the sketch. All right, so here I am pasting that clipboard next to my sketch plane such that I can use that conveniently. So having a close look at this shape, I am not a unique way of doing this, but few reference points here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So these points I want to first add them to my plane in a freehand fashion. So point number 1, point number 2, point number 3, point number 4, point number 5. Okay. So now I have this point freehand. Let's now add dimensions to this. But before that, it's a good idea to use a center line, which is not a, this is just for a, so I add one center line here, and I add another center line between here, somewhere maybe beyond that point here, and also another center line from here to there, right? So far there is no specific, these are all freehand. Now let's get dimensions added to this. So maybe I need to extend this line a little bit more such that I have trimming edges. So now this is vertical. And then these green things next to every drawing, they indicate the conditions. So first thing I want to introduce so this is this point, right? So this point has a um, 30 degrees angle with the vertical line. So I'm adding that using the smart dimension. So this line and that line has to be 30 degrees. Then I'm adding another dimension angle between this one and that one. So let's make this one 45. For everything black. So next thing is the radial distance between that reference point and here should be 56. So making between this point and that one, making it 56. And also between this point and that point, making it 54. All right. And now I want to have the distance between here and there equal to 110, right? Okay. And also I want to have distance between here and there equal to 28. All right, maybe I would extend this construction line more. So to do that, all I need is just to grab the end of this one and draw a line which is going beyond that point. So that is good. All right, what else? Now I managed to get this line, not that line. So how do I make the second line and this one? There is a command here called offset. Offset does a parallel transformation. So I do an offset, just get rid of the existing options. So the distance between this line and that line is 10. So that 10 is here. I select that line, but the default offset is toward the down. I want this side. So I click that side. So now I manage to offset 10 millimeter parallel to that. And now I do the same thing for the second line. I want to offset this one 10 mil up. So again, offset this one 10 and up, right? Okay, so we have this, and these are not the line which I use for a sketch. These are the just I can change the type of this line by construction geometry. Now this line is changed to the construction geometry. I do the same thing with that one. All right, so now I can have these 2 points at the center of the arc, right? So to this point, that point. So let me just have a point here and 1 point here. So these points are added. And maybe that's a good idea to just fix this point, making sure they don't move. So how do you fix the points? So select that one and go fix it. Oops, no, maybe that's over constraint. So we don't need that at this stage. So um, I'm going to draw this arc and this arc radius of 10. And also that one is 10. I might need to just fix these radiuses. Okay, I'm making sure they don't change later. That's a disadvantage of SolidWorks being parametric. So now these are fixed. I don't need the entire portion of these arcs. I only need part of that. And for that to happen, I need to just, all right. So what I do is this line cannot be, yeah, let's convert this one to the construction line and see if I can offset that. So I make a line and this line is perpendicular to that one, right? So I also make a line from here, right? So this line again is perpendicular to the center line over there. And now I want to offset these two lines on two side in a mirror fashion. So let's select this line and go to the offset. And now I have an option. This is called bidirectional. So if I do a bidirectional with a 10 mil, so that is what happens. And we do the same thing for this line here, bidirectional offset. And well, so I have to do a bit of trimming. So just to clean up that portion, this portion, that one, this one. And right. So the next thing is we connect these two lines together. And again, a little bit of cleaning. The unwanted portion of this line should go. Okay. So now we managed to make these two spot faces there. What else can we do at this stage? There is a diameter of 24, that's a smaller hole, which is located at the center. So I draw a circle, and the radius is 24 divided by 2, and I'm using this like a calculator. It does the calculation for me. Maybe that doesn't look, yeah, that is diameter of 24, which means radius of 12. The next one is diameter of 48. So let's make a diameter of 48. So anyway, I just added dimension, making sure that this doesn't change later on. And I do similar concentric circle, and that radius should be 48 divided by 2. 48 divided by 2, because 48 is the diameter. And I added dimension, making sure that remains unchanged. All right. So also there is a radius of 38 with the center 38. All right. Now what can we do is I only need a portion of this 38 diameter. So let's make some cleaning. I don't need that part, this part, this part, not this part. Okay, and also I can get rid of here and there to make a sharp edge at this corner. So these are the corner, but these are not sharp. They have a fillet of 12. So let's make that 12 fillet. Fillet radius of 12. So that is 12. And this one is 12, all right? So approve. And now there is a little thing at this corner and at this corner. So these corners have a fillet of 2. So let's do that. Make a fillet of 2. So that corner should be a fillet of 2. This one and that one and this one. All right. Okay. So now we are somehow close. I think that is all we can do at this stage. Now we have to continue the rest of the sketch from the top. So how do I do this? I have two reference points here. These are the things I have to use. The distance between them is 28, and these are making the center of these radius. So let's make two circles. One here with a radius of 10. All right, I can make a second circle, but what I do is to just practice something different. I fix that diameter, and now we use a command called copy. So you just go to either move or copy. So copy entities. I'm copying this circle, and this is from to. It starts from here and it's copied to here. So let's do that again. We do a copy entities. So what do you want to copy? I select the circle. That's what I want to copy, and I want to take it from to. So the starting point, I click into the starting point, clicking the center, and then two is I'm bringing that here. Now I managed to copy the same shape here, and maybe I need to fix that enter, maybe I don't know. Okay, so that is, yeah, that's good. So next I'm drawing a line from quarter of the circle. So let's do a line starting from quarter of the circle to quarter of the circle, and we do the same for this side. And now a bit of trimming. The internal parts are not needed. I mean, we could have done a slot. Instead of this, we could have used a slot to create that shape. But like I said, not a unique way of doing everything. You can do that in several ways. So the outer radius here is 22. So let's make that 22. And then from this center, I have to do one circle radius of 32. But before that, I would like to fix that diameter, preventing this from change. And now I make a next circle starting from here, and that the radius is 32. 32. Okay, adding, fixing the diameter. And now we need to make a line starting tangent to this circle, tangent to that one. Easiest way is to make a freehand, making sure this freehand we don't employ any angle, any start point, end point. And now I just bring that one close to where I can, to here. And now having this one selected, this line selected, sorry, I just hold the shift key and select this line and this circle together, and I want them to be tangent. Alright, so this is tangent to the upper circle, but it is not extended enough to pass this one. So maybe I can kind of select, go to extend, and that extend is going to bring that rough just right to this point. The next thing we need is to make that line tangent to the second circle. So press escape, and now select the line, hold the shift, circle, so multi-selection, both of them selected. Now we make them tangent. Right, so now this line is tangent to both circles. And so I can trim the remaining of this line from that side. So let's do the trim. No, this is not trim. Okay, so I noticed that the top part is symmetric, so I can mirror that line to the opposite side to avoid repeating all these steps. And to do the mirror is simple. Just simply click the mirror function here. And what do you want to, entities do you want to mirror? I want to mirror that one, and mirror about. I want to mirror that about this line here. So now I got the second line mirror on the right side. So again, let's do a bit of cleaning and trimming. So the next thing we do is I need to all right. So let's have a look at radius of 88. Radius of 88. We don't know where the center is, and so we want that radius to be maintained and tangent to here, tangent there. Okay, how this can be done? I suggest we do a freehand 88 somewhere. So this is a free. Oops, no, that is not freehand. Um, or let me do that again. Circle. Oh, once you get this dotted line, it's not freehand, so you have to avoid that. Just click somewhere on the screen which doesn't imply anything. So now the radius has to be 88, and making sure the diameter doesn't change. Okay. Now with the circle, I bring that as close as I can to the right position. So let me see why I can't move this. Maybe, yeah, this is over defined. I think at the top part we have an over definition. So um, all right, so that was an easy fix. I can't explain quite what happened, but let's now move the circle to nearby the position we want. And now here, when you move, make sure you are not implying any relationship between them. So hopefully this hasn't happened now. And I want this circle to be tangent to, so let's do that again. So when you move this freehand, it has to be freehand. You shouldn't imply anything, right? So yeah, that dotted line are not good. So let's hold it here and see what we can do. I select this one and select that one, and I want them to be tangent. Oops. Um, if I do the, so that, let me zoom more. It's just there are too many points nearby. Maybe I have to um, get rid of the toggle. All right, so let's try this. I'm not sure if that works. I hold this one, hold that one, and make them tangent anyway. And then I do a second tangent between this one and that one. Nope. Or I'm just turning the sketch relationships. So now you see there are heaps of sketch relationships over there. And what I need to get rid of is this one. So can I just put this? All right. So I do it this way. I see that this is implying a relationship here with the center, and I'll go to the display delete relationship. All right. So I want to. It has one relationship here. I want to remove it. Okay. So that's good. All right. So this now is freehand. I've got rid of the relationship. So holding this circle, shift and this circle. Now we make them tangent. Good. Approve. And now holding this circle, holding this one, and I want them tangent. Perfect. Now I have to do the same thing for the right hand side, but before that, it's good to make that a little bit cleaner. All right, so that is the portion I needed. I have to do the same thing for the right hand side. I make a freehand circle radius of 88 again, and fix the radius. All right, first I just bring that as close as I can to the right position, and I don't mind the um, unwanted relationship. Why? Because once I bring that near, yeah, this has some unwanted relationship. All I have to do is right click and go display delete relations. All right, so that would get rid of this relationship here. So now this is free. This is not attached to anywhere. So after this, holding both circles here, making them tangent, and the same thing for that one, making them tangent, approve, and just get rid of the extras. All right, so almost there. The last thing we have to do is to add two arcs with a radius of 75 on both sides. So like usual, we make a freehand radius of 75. So this is not freehand, but we get rid of the unwanted things later on. So let me see if I can bring that nearby here. And once I do that, yeah, did I add the, yeah, that's the fixed diameter. And let's make sure it doesn't have any unwanted relationship. Right click, delete relationships. Yes, it has, well, but the diameter is perpendicular to something. I don't want that. So this has to be tangent to that arc here. Approve. And it has to be tangent also to this arc here. Okay, something, um, Yeah, all right. So let me see. Is there any unwanted relationship here? Well, only there is one tangent that is okay. So I'm going to fix that arc, making sure it doesn't move. So how this can be done? Just right click on this one and make it fix. All right. So this is oops, that's already done. Um, Let me see if that has a fixed dimension to it. All right, and now I add a tangent relationship. Not that one. I want the tangent relationship between the big circle and this one. Yeah, that is working now. All right, so do a bit of cleaning and cleaning here. I do the same thing for the right hand side. The radius I want is 75, and let's fix it. And also let's make sure that this is not flexible. Now I'm bringing this nearby and just cleaning the existing unwanted relationships, but that diameter is not to be removed. So tangent, and this one, this one to be tangent, and just the last cleanings. Okay, so if these too many relationships are just distracting, we always can make them hidden. I go and make the relationships hidden, and just this sketch, I'm going to keep that as a reference. I can't use this sketch for extrusion because that has too many contours in it. So let me rename that sketch to something like reference sketch. Now, I just finish with that reference, and whenever you click, all the lines would be highlighted. You see if there is need for change or something like that. So we are going to learn a very useful technique that is called convert entities. What convert entities is, for example, I only want to borrow the periphery of this shape, not everything. So I don't have to regenerate them. All I have to do is to create a new sketch in the same plane. So this was on which plane? That was on the front plane. So I made a new sketch now. So this new sketch, I do the convert entities, and I want to select chain. think I failed to make a new sketch. Let's do that again. Just go make a. So let's make a new sketch. Which plane? That is going to be on the front plane, right? Yeah, now I got a new sketch. So this sketch is with using convert entities. So starting from top, let's remember where do we start. Okay. I mean, I could have selected everything and then editing it. Maybe that was easier. But anyway, for now, that is all right. Everything is selected. We don't need all of that. If this is just for the periphery, I have to get rid of this part, that part. Yeah, this devil is in detail. You see that little line. If we don't remove, it may produce some problem. Okay, so now hopefully we have the periphery for making the middle part of the object. Okay, so um, and just I call this a sketch. I call this one mid plane. So later on, the spot faces would be added on both sides of this one. Okay. So I finish that sketch and let's see if we can extrude it. It has to be extruded 5 mil. That's according to the instruction. 5 mil. All right. So this is not complete. I need to add spot faces here. I need to add spot faces here, spot faces there. But that spot face extends on both sides of the object. So how can I do that? A new technique is to construct a new plane. I want to construct a plane which is not sitting on the front plane, not on the back plane, but somewhere in between them. So to do that, I go to the Insert, Reference Geometry Plane, and yes, so I wait for the dialog to appear. Now I have to select. I don't want the plane to be here. I don't want that to be here, but I want that to be in the middle. So that's how I did it. I selected both sides and automatically a mid plane was generated in the middle. Just approve. Now we have a plane which I can rename that to mid plane. The rest is easy. I construct a new sketch sitting on the mid plane. So that sketch is constructed on the mid plane. And over here, I borrow the spot faces from the reference sketch. So I go to the convert entities. Again, the select chain is being making things easy. And that one, this one. All right, so that's all we need, hopefully. Let's accept this. Now we got a sketch. I can rename this as spot face. And finishing that sketch, now we have to extrude, but this is not an ordinary extrusion. This is an extrusion which is called from the mid plane. It means that is going to extend on both ways, right? So starting from the mid plane, how far I want this to be extended. Because there are 2 mil spot faces on each side, 2 plus 2 plus 5, that makes 9. So let's change that to 9. Yeah, and here, yeah, we got everything done. So from, I mean, there are some lines here. If I want that to be also generated, so this is, um, you make a new sketch again on the mid plane. So I make a new sketch on the mid plane. So I select the mid plane, and on this sketch, I just want that periphery of the lower part. So go to the convert entities. Okay, so not every part of this is needed. For that spot face to happen, I just remove this. All right, so this is the spot face right here. I finished that. And again, with this spot face, let's make that a little bit smaller. So I just go to extrude from mid plane. This time, instead of 9, let's make that 1 mil. So that is 1 plus 1, 2 plus 5 is 7. Okay, so let's see what we got. Yeah, that is more like it. Now you have this line visible, you see? And then if these lines and sketches are distracting, you always can go and make them hidden. So we hide the line like this, points, planes, and dimensions, sketches. Yeah, all right. So that is the part. So because of that last one, we lost the whole. I mean, this is easy to fix. All you do is you make a sketch, can be here on the top face. So I'm making a new sketch here. And on this sketch, I construct a circle. All right, so that is all it is. And now finishing this one, I go to the extrude feature, but instead of extrude, I do the cut extrude. And that cut extrude, I want this to be blind from starting from this side to that side. And here you got the hole generated. I mean, you could have avoided this, but anyway, that was a good practice. So that is the three-dimensional shape. We did the three-dimensional shape, and the next step is the easiest one. Let's generate a drawing from that part. So how do I generate the drawing? Very easy. Once you have the 3D, all you have to do is go to the file menu and select make drawing from part. And that is you choose what table block size or paper size you want. So this is being loaded. I'm choosing A4 size paper. So with this A4, you'll be given an option which views do you want to include in this drawing. So let me include the back view which complies with your handout. I bring that here. And see, we have lots of auxiliary. So I don't want the side views. I mean, in case if you wanted, you could, but at this stage, it's easy. You simply go to Smart Dimension and start adding dimensions to everything. So just have dimension between here and there. So I go to Smart Dimension. Yeah, that's you can add all the dimensions according to your handout. Don't need to invent them. Just for example, the distance between this line and this line, that is 10 mil. All right. So the radius for this one or the fillets, you can specify the fillets, for example, and yeah, that fillet here, this radius over there, that radius. So yeah, that's a quite straightforward adding dimensions to the shape and distances between here and you want to add the dimension between this circle and this circle, and you want to add dimensions between this circle and that circle here, right? So this is quite straightforward. All right, I hope you enjoyed this demonstration video. Yes, that was a tough demonstration, I admit, but hey, you are doing a favor to yourself. You are mastering SolidWorks, and that is the key for employment. So let's see the positive side. And I think you can follow the same thing to complete one of the most difficult shapes in your assessment task one. Thanks for watching, and we catch up soon. Bye.